Can you drive for 20 minutes like this? Because if not, you're probably not ready for your driving test.
What did you say?
Now, I'm just leaving the driving test centre right now, and the very first thing that people tend to fail on, and I've seen this a lot, so trust me, is they forget to look left and right. This is a junction, and test centres, there's only two ways that you can leave a test centre. It's either from a parked position on the side of the road or from a car park. Welcome back, guys. In this video, I am following one of the 20 driving test routes in this driving test centre independently. If you see something that you think wouldn't pass, put it in the comments. Now, the first 5 minutes of your driving test are the most important because that's when you're going to be at your most nervous. And I'm going to be honest, guys, the examiner doesn't care if you're at your most nervous, okay? They care that you don't do anything dangerous. So you have to really focus ahead on what's coming next. Now, the first thing is we're coming to our very first junction, so we've got to be extra hot on. We're looking for space. This guy's indicated here, but we're not going to go. They're both indicated. I'm not going to risk it. There's just so many cars. Now, right at the beginning of the test, here we go, straight after this car. So I am going to be at my most nervous, so I'm not going to take any risks right now. I mean, you shouldn't take any risks anyway, but at the beginning is even worse. We're going left here. This lane is left only. Sat-nav wants me to go left. Nice early mirrors and signal. If you can nail down your mirrors and signal, that must be like 90% of your driving test. And then we're just following the road ahead. Now, this is a 30-mile-per-hour road, so all I'm thinking now is 30 miles per hour. That is my only big focus. Remember, I've just left the test centre. I'm still quite nervous. I'm a few miles under. I'm about 28. Gives me a little bit of breathing room without too much panic. How do we know it's 30 miles per hour, guys? Street lights. Anytime you see street lights, that tells you straight away this is a 30 mile per hour speed limit, unless you can see any signs saying otherwise. And you will always see signs if it's not a 30. But if it's a 30, you'll often only see one sign at the beginning and one sign at the end. Still really focused on keeping your speed, because believe it or not, but staying at 30 is a skill. It's not easy. If it was easy, nobody would speed. And the problem is, when you go for your driving test, there's so many skills involved with driving that you need most of the skills to be automatic, or at least the important ones, like your mirrors and your signal. It's not about, oh, I must check them now because it's unbelievably important this second. No, it's about getting into the habit of it. Like brushing your teeth, you need to not have to think about it, because if you go into your driving test having to think, I must remember my mirrors, I don't normally do my mirrors, I must remember not to speed, I normally speed, but I've got to remember. Guess what? You're not going to remember the roundabout that comes up with all the traffic lights and whatever else, and something else is going to give. All right, so we've got a big fat roundabout coming up. We've got to go 4th exit right towards Stone A34. Really important that you recognize when there's a sign, because you're not always going to see, it's not obvious that there is a roundabout coming up. If you're looking ahead now, what gives it away? At what point? Well, you can see that sign that says left only. There's a good giveaway. But apart from that, okay, now it's getting more obvious, which means I can start preparing now. No, I'm going 4th exit right. I'm starting really early. I'm getting into 2nd gear really early, and my clutch is back up. That controls my speed. Jogging speed into the roundabout is going to make life so much easier. If anything ever goes wrong when you're going to a roundabout, always ask yourself, was it going too fast? Slowing down gives you time. Time gives you, well, time to think. After this car, looking for space, and we're off. And we're going to hug the roundabout. First exit. This isn't an exit because it's only cars entering, so we don't count that one. I'm following a route, by the way, guys. In my experience, the absolute best way to know if you're ready for your driving test is to drive independently, meaning follow a route, follow a sat-nav. Because if you are talking, after the 3rd exit, you move across into the left lane on this style of roundabout. And then we're exiting here. This is the 4th exit. I am going to signal. Does it matter if I signal or not? No, because I'm in the left lane, so I couldn't carry on around the roundabout from this lane because there's white lines, but it doesn't do any harm to signal either. Yeah, the absolute best way to tell if you are actually ready for your driving test is to follow a sat-nav independently, because there is no need for anyone to help you if you've got a sat-nav on, and that is very, very quickly going to show you if you can drive on your own. Best way to do this, you can get lots of different apps. I'm using our app, which is Driving Test Expert. There's a free route on there, but as I say, just get any route. It doesn't have to be a driving test route, just a route, not to school and back, not to work and back, because if you know the road is not a challenge, by actually doing some form of test route or something along those lines, you're going to see all of the challenges involved that you'd be expected to do on your driving test. And that's what you need, and you need to be able to do it on your own. Very quick and easy way to say, yes, I can do it, no, I can't. Okay, we come to a roundabout, nice and early, braking, clutch down into second, clutch coming back up, car there, just easing off, not trying to stop, just adjusting for the car. Would you have adjusted there, or would you have stopped? Your aim in driving is to not have to stop the car. Lots of people don't realise this. They think race up to the lights and then slam the brakes on. It's not. You can avoid stopping 90% of the time, and it makes driving so much easier and more fun. Again, did I need to signal there? Couldn't exit anywhere else from that lane? Probably not. Does it matter? What do you think? All right, what's the speed on this road? I missed it. Anyone? Missed it? 3, 2, 1. What have we seen? Street lights. What do the street lights mean? They mean this is a 30-mile-per-hour zone. So yeah, until I see a sign saying otherwise, I assume 30, even though it's a dual carriageway. And that's really misleading, isn't it? Because dual carriageway, big gap, big thing in the middle, plus 2 lanes, normally it indicates faster road. So it can be misleading, but we have to always stick with the street light rule. That way, you're not going to end up failing your driving test. You can get away with going too slow a lot longer than you can get away with going too fast. Okay, sign here. Has anyone seen this sign? What does this sign mean? Would you have spotted that in time? The sign means 2 lanes are merging. So if 2 lanes are merging, where do you need to look? You need to look over there, make sure there's not a motorbike coming. Because I'm talking to you, I nearly missed that sign. Did anyone else spot the sign? What was it? What was it? It was a 50-mile-per-hour sign. So what do I need to do? I need to get the speed up. Look, another one. So you see, if it's a 40 or 50, you'll see lots and lots of signs indicating to remind you. They're called repeaters, and they remind you, oh, it's a 50. But if I had gone 30 a little bit longer, it'd be fine, as long as it's not all the way. Now all I'm doing is trying to keep up with this car. I'm keeping an eye on those traffic lights because they can change very quickly. When you follow sat-nav, by the way, make sure you do have the sound on. It's far easier. It's multiple senses, you know. Ears and eyes, far better than just ears or just eyes. I have never done this route, by the way. I honestly have no idea where it's going to take me. So I am having to try and half focus on that as well as talking to you guys. All right, bit of roadworks, bit of focus here, Josh, bit of focus. Trying to stay at 50 miles per hour while talk to you guys, while trying not make a serious fault. You know, if you see the pressure there, that's a lot. That is a lot of pressure for me as well. I have to try and do this right. Okay, sat-nav says I'm turning right. So next road on the right, there's traffic lights coming up. So I'm going to assume that the traffic lights is right. So I'm checking on mirrors early, I'm signaling early, getting that done. I'm dropping it to second. Second is just the gear for anything and everything that involves changing direction, really. It's your friendly gear, it's your helpful gear. And then I'd like to not have to stop at these lights. So I'm rolling into first. I'm going, can you see how slow I'm going now? I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm still not stopped. And my aim is to not have to stop. Probably am going to have to stop, but I've done everything in my power. Actually, I think these are going to change now. But don't risk going over the line. I'm not going to risk it. I'm stopping there. Watch them change now. So yeah, these traffic lights can confuse people because there's 2 lights. As you can see, there's an arrow for pointing straight on. And then there's a separate light for this lane, and you can tell that because it's an arrow. You see the arrow straight on. We're not going straight, we're going right, so that can't be our traffic light. Easy to say, but when you're on your driving test, the number of people that do get themselves muddled, understandably, because of the pressure, is intense. I'm really glad I didn't put the camera on the outside of the car. These lights are not being very friendly, are they? Okay, first sign we've seen. Anytime you enter onto a new road, you're going to see a sign, speed sign. If there's a change in speed limit, that's always where you see it. And if it's a 30, that'll be the only sign we've seen and that we do see. Would you have seen that sign as you entered that road? Go on, let me know in the comments. Would you have seen that sign? Because the last road was 50. So if I hadn't seen it, can you see how that would change the dynamics of the rest of this route. All right, road ahead closed, but we're going to risk it for a biscuit. All right. So, driving down here, what have we seen? We know it's a 30, so I've got to try and stay at 30. You can see there's parked cars, so I'm going to have to go round. So I'm checking my central right mirror. I'm moving out. I'm trying to keep the doors width. Always keep the doors width for the parked cars. It's going to make your life a lot better, a lot safer. It's going to feel the person sitting there next to the parked cars a lot better, trust me. If you can't stay at doors width, what do you do instead? You slow the car right down, right down. As you can see, this weather is horrendous. Going to have to turn a little bit of air on. Still says road closed, but we're going to carry on. Okay. We're going to take a little divert here. Pothole, dodge the pothole. And then you've got to try and get between the parked cars. As you can see, there's an oncoming car. What's he doing? He's waiting for me, so I continue on. Just act normally. Don't need to thank him, but I'm going to. And we're turning right here. We're looking both ways. Now imagine you've got your driving test and you've got rain like this. And it can happen, because what's going to happen? You've just seen I'm driving here. I could not predict the rain was going to do this. So what do you do? Well, you have to just carry on. What's he doing here? Is he letting me through? Yeah, he's letting me through that gap there. That's fine. Now this is a really important thing here. Can anyone spot it? When would you spot it? Now, it's a stop sign. We're turning right. What do you have to do at a stop sign? You have to stop. My advice is don't look left and right. Just focus on stopping, because if you look left and right, someone flashes you or lets you go, it's going to make you want to pull out. And it's not about is it safe to pull out, it's about have you legally stopped, and you have to legally stop for a stop sign. Trust me, I've never seen anyone pass when they didn't stop at a stop sign. It's one of those like going through a red light. All right, we're going left at said traffic lights. Arrows pointing left. La 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 la. This is horrendous. Can you imagine it? Bouncing off the floor. What's the safest thing you can do in this sort of rain? Just slow down a little bit. You can't see, nothing else you can do. Okay, at the roundabout, we're following the road ahead towards the bins. I am going to signal right. Should I signal right? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you think I should or shouldn't and why. See how I've gone a little bit quieter because I'm having to really focus now. That's normal. Why wouldn't I focus? Rain bouncing off the floor, vision isn't as good. Red lights again, what am I aiming to do? I want to slow down. Slow down really early. The earlier you slow down, the more time you're going to have. Okay, and then I can let the car just roll until I get near enough the line, and then I stop. Now, what do you think so far, guys? Would you have passed this test route? Would you have spotted the hazards that I've come across in the rain? As I say, if you do get the opportunity, if you're with your instructor or you're with mum and dad, get them to turn the sat-nav on, turn a route on. It doesn't matter what it is, and it's not about learning the routes, it's about learning to drive independently. And having an example to do that with. It doesn't matter where you go as long as you haven't been there before, so you can experience some of the challenges. And this is just insane, isn't it? Did that look like a zero fault drive to you? Would you pass me? What did you spot? And more importantly, could you do that? Because if you could, guess what? you're going to be ready for your driving test. If you want to practice that independently, as I say, you can get a free test route for anywhere in the country, doesn't matter what test centre. It's just about learning to drive independently, not learning the routes. Good free one there. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments below. I am here to help. You want to see more like this? What else do you want to see? Take care, guys. Best of luck.